Okay, good morning. Welcome to How to YouTube for Your Business. My name is Brian Cargill. My company is Tactus Media. We were founded in 2019, and yeah, we like to make video content and specifically for YouTube. If you want to get access to all of these slides, you can go to my website, tactusmedia.com/slides or slash slides, and that will give you access, or you can scan this QR code and they're all uploaded there. You can download the PDF, or you have the images, and then there's a few example videos there that I'll be referencing throughout. And yeah, about me, I love making videos. I've been doing it since 2008-ish, so YouTube had only been around for a couple years by then. I was just a kid in high school with a flip camera, just filming any odd random thing that my friends were doing, and it was fun. I liked putting music along with quick cuts and telling a story, and I further refined that by going to school at the University of Oregon and studied journalism there. Really honed story craft and learning all the equipment and learning the ins and outs of the business in the industry. And then right after that, went into corporate America, worked for 4 years for a financial services firm. Really great opportunity to just really cut my teeth. And I made over 500 videos for them, financial firm here in Portland, Oregon. And then, yeah, went out on my own in 2019 and have been working with a ton of different industries and different types of people. And I'll go through some of the industries on the next slide. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. In today's agenda, we're going to be talking about YouTube checklists. So all the things that you can think about before you go and press publish on your YouTube video, and maybe some considerations that you haven't thought of in the past. We know we have some filmmakers in here. We have some marketing professionals. So I want to kind of, yeah, I'll try to speak to all those different professions. And then as well, uploading basics, just the fundamentals to think about and how to get the most out of your video and get traction. And so that's where link maximization. So once you upload your video, what do you do with that link and how do you get the most out of it? Try my best to look at the chat throughout and feel free to ask questions and I'll answer to the best of my ability. So here we go. Slide number one. I already told you a little bit about me. Been making videos for over a decade now, decade plus, maybe even 15 years. Made a lot of different types of content. It's been a lot of fun. Get to meet a bunch of different people. But for the last stretch here, for the last 3 or so years, I was working with these two guys, Tony and Corey, and they had the show called The Weekend Warriors. And when I started with them, they had about 500 subscribers, and we've now since grown that organically up to 1,700 plus subscribers, and they're growing by 30 to 50 every month without any further input. They've decided to push pause on their budget, but the channel keeps growing organically on its own. And when I say organic, it means that they only paid for the production, and we didn't do any paid advertising or any boosts in the background. So I think if you have the patience to play the long game, it's worth it because they're starting to see the fruits of that labor now as it continues to grow. So you can find that on YouTube. You just type in YouTube Weekend Warriors, Tony and Corey, that'll come up. And then I'm going to be using throughout this whole presentation two examples, which is close friends of mine, Nicholas Hanuman, and then this Red Thumb. So these are two examples, and these are newer YouTube channels that have just recently launched within the last couple of years, really just the last year, and I helped them kind of get a launch. So in 1 hour of filming, we've knocked out 10 videos, and they're starting to roll those out throughout the year. But I wanted to use those as an examples to share with all of you. And then next on that list is Aldrich Advisors. That's my corporate job that I had for almost about 4 years and made over 500 plus videos. I think about 100 of them are public facing, 400 are internal communications. And so I've had my fair share of working on webinars, how-to videos, talking head type content, storytelling. Yeah, great experience. And then as well as my own channel, which is still growing. I don't put really highlight a lot of the subscribers or anything on there just because it's newer. For me, it's working in this industry, it's a lot easier to do marketing for someone else than for your own brand. But yeah, I'm starting to kind of change that all around with these monthly webinars. So if you're new to this series, we've been doing webinars since January. Here we are in May, and we're gonna have June. We're taking off, but then July, August, throughout the rest of the year, we're gonna have webinars, and so you can find those on the website, and also have a QR code at the end. So, okay, that's my spiel. Let's start kind of getting into things a little bit more. Um, yeah, if that wasn't enough, you want to learn more about me, you can go to Tactus Media slash about. And then something that gets me excited is the industries that we've served. Working as a filmmaker, Ishan, you can probably relate to this. It's that you can make a video, you can make a film about anything. And so it's really exciting to kind of work your way and get that access to, for me, it fills the heart working for groups like nonprofit organizations. Talking about anything entrepreneurship related is great. We have the Oregon Entrepreneur Network here in Portland, educational pieces. So for me, I think I'm a good storyteller, but I think I really enjoy teaching and doing the how-to videos. So that's where my expertise lies, is working with a brand or a business and helping them create how-to content around things that they're already doing. And then conservation, kind of nature, giving back, sustainability, all great. And then you can read those other lines. Those are just a few of the other industries, but you can go my website, see my portfolio, and see some of the things I've worked on. Let's see. Okay. So today we're talking about YouTube and building a kind of a video library on YouTube, another extension of your business to be able to drum up marketing, continue to showcase yourself, and get the word out there. You might be asking, okay, why YouTube? Well, this wasn't up until about a decade ago, but I see I spelled mainstream incorrect there. Um, but it's mainstream because people know YouTube. I think over a decade ago, you say YouTube, people were like, "What's a YouTube?" But it's now become kind of the industry standard as people know how to spell it, they know how to find it. So you say I have a video on YouTube, they can go find it. It's very easy. Whereas I think even today, telling someone Vimeo, they'll be like, Vimeo what? And I know we have some filmmakers here on the call, so you've heard of some of these other platforms like Vimeo, and but yeah, for the average consumer, they don't. So it's nice that you can just send out a YouTube link. I would say the next thing there is that it already has an audience. So if you post something on YouTube, it will probably get some organic traction of just people already there searching for it, and it'll pop up on their feeds, and that's really nice versus well, I'll get to this in a second of versus not using YouTube. The next benefit is that it's free. It's nice that you can create an account with Gmail, and boom, you have a YouTube account. And a lot of these hosting platforms that aren't YouTube, say on the back end of your website or on even Vimeo, some of these other more expensive custom video libraries that you would have in for a big corporation, those cost a lot of money. It costs like thousands of dollars to implement these. So here it is, YouTube free, people know it, and you can organize all your content and you can upload as much as you want for now, which is really nice. Whereas like a lot of these places, a lot of these platforms is you upload and they have a maximization, and then you have to pay for another tier. Whereas YouTube, you can upload gigabytes upon gigabytes, which is great. So yeah, get to save money. People know it, and it's just and oh, one last thing that's not part of here, but YouTube was bought by Google. Gosh, I don't even know at this point. Maybe even over 5 years ago, maybe even closer to 10 years ago. And so that means SEO, which is a big thing for Google, search engine optimization. When you're looking up a YouTube video, it's gonna looking just for a search on Google, a YouTube video will pop up um, pretty regularly. So another benefit, and I just like using it. I think it's a pretty clean platform. I think back in the day, it used to be like cat videos and whatnot, but there's so much content out there, and it's so much more catered to you and your interests. And yeah, so how do you get started? You get a Gmail account. And once you have a Gmail account, you can click on over to another tab, which you already have a YouTube account, and usually has already, yeah, Ishan already had that. I know, that's what I figured. It's for a lot of people, it's just like keep it really we're gonna start simple, build a foundation, and I'm gonna kind of dive deeper into all of this. Um, but yeah, once you click over, usually they give you like a stock name that's like user dash a bunch of numbers. So right away you can customize your YouTube account. And we won't go in a bunch of detail for customization of your platform of your channel in this webinar, but I will in a future one. So my assumption, so we have some filmmakers here. My assumption is that you already know how to make videos. If you don't, we have previous webinars which I talk about equipment, lighting, composition, editing, whatnot. So for me, like just because we're limited on amount of time I can do in a webinar, that I just want to dive into the fundamentals of branding. I know someone mentioned in the chat the brand infusions. This will be really the brand infusions of your video that you've already created. Um, and then I know everyone loves hearing different types of tools, so I always want to give a few tools out to folks. So if you're editing, talking about making a video, if you're editing, you can edit on your phone using CapCut, which is a free platform. You can be able to cut, slice everything, sequence it together. I think there's a paid version to get rid of their logo and whatnot. There's a web browser version for doing video editing, which is called Clipchamp. So that's if you're not able to download anything, you just want to upload some files online and just start working in the cloud. That's a great platform. What I use personally is the Adobe suite. So there's Adobe Premiere, which has it's a desktop function. So you download the app and you're able to start working from Premiere. I'm not going to go into the fundamentals in this webinar, but with a little quick search, you can find Premiere. But a little more advanced, there's some simpler tools out there, but it is fantastic. Can do a lot of detail and color and audio, and then you can bring in different graphic elements if you use the rest of the Adobe suite, such as myself. And then there's AI editors. So yeah, you can't talk about marketing, you can't talk about content creation, video creation without some kind of AI component. And so Opus Clip, great AI editor. You can take I don't know, I think a 15-second clip all the way to a 15-minute clip, and it'll chop it up and do captions and spit out a whole bunch of different types of content for you. Okay, so that is just kind of the backstory of making a video, tools. Now let's dive right into the YouTube checklist. And let me take a quick sip of water. I've already been talking for 15 minutes here. But this is kind of what I would go through. I didn't add it to this slide, but you can make an Excel spreadsheet, and that way you know that you've checked off each of these elements as you're working on your video content and as you're uploading it to YouTube. The video branding. So you've already edited your video, but then there's adding all the elements that make it unique to your brand, and such as a common intro, having graphics or descriptors that explain who you are, your title, that's what a lower third is. And we'll go into detail on this a little bit further on the next slides. Brands such as putting your logo on there, just iconography, color schemes, things that make it look unique to you. Mid-rolls, which are kind of advertisements midway through as people are watching, and then an outro. So all of these should look pretty cohesive, should look all within the same family, and I'll give you some examples on the next couple slides. And then uploading, obviously, adding a title, description and tags, thumbnail, captions, and adding to playlists. So just yeah, another set of tools before we really dive into this, but I want to, because I know one of the common questions people are going to say is, how do you just make this thumbnail, or how do you design these graphics? Well, these are the tools that I'm using to make my graphics. Mainly that second one, Adobe Illustrator, but Canva, nice tool, free, cloud-based as well. And then YouTube can create its own generated thumbnails. And then a little tongue in cheek, your favorite AI design bot. So at this point, typing into whatever and kind of making a generated version. But there's still nothing as sweet as something made by by human hand that passes the eye and the sniff test of human emotion. So those are the tools. So the first one on that tier, right here was intro. This is the example, my friend Nicholas Hanuman, who is a Tai Chi expert. He's fantastic Tai Chi, teaches classes, one-on-one consultants, does trainings, does big group lessons, and then has a YouTube series. And so to keep it all uniform, part of that same family is we created an intro. And so an intro could just be one slide. I think you guys can see my, oh, what the heck? Jumped ahead. Okay, it could be one slide. It could just be that first one here with like some text. You see his logo. Actually, I think there's a, hold on, I'm gonna try to annotate here. Eraser. Okay, we're gonna try this. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm circling it right here. This one right, this very first slide is this very first slide is inspiring our highest self. So it has some text. You can see the logo in the middle, and that could just be one image, but we've made it into a video. You can see it on the website under the slides. I have this as an example video, this intro. But the initial one, you kind of abstract, you're looking into the trees. Then you're starting to see a little bit more of Nicholas. Here, I'm on the next slide, and then I'm on the third one. You can start to see the text uncovering more of the logo. You see Nicholas. It's a big reveal. He's a Tai Chi. Um, Also does some defensive martial arts. So he's doing a high kick here, and then ends with him kind of wide angle there at the park. And this is five. I think this video comes out to yeah, in that window, 5 to 8 seconds. And so pretty short. I would say 10 seconds starts to get pretty long. And the name of the game with YouTube is attention. And so if you have a 20-second intro that has someone has to go through every time, I think you'll find a bit of a drop off that people will click away from your video, or they'll just scrub all the way until they get to past your intro. So you want to make it iconic, unique to you, quick, and gets right to the point. And then the next one, recognizable. So you'll see some brand elements here that are unique to Nicholas's brand, which is this color yellow, which stands out. And then you see his logo. So right away, you kind of know this is Nicholas Hanuman. This is his work, and it stands out. And you know what you're getting. I think that's the biggest thing is that this is specifically his brand and no one else's. In this last note here, it makes a promise. So, uh, I think this is really cool. It's when you're seeing all these flashing things at the beginning, it's making a promise that you're going to be getting high quality content from Nicholas. That he's going to provide Tai Chi. You know exactly what you're going to be getting. I would kind of use, I don't know why this is coming to mind for me, but I like to think of that Marvel comics, the movies, the intros that they do. It's always that Marvel, like in the words, but you're seeing the of all of the comic book strips, and then you get to see it reveals the video. So they're unique, but they all feel within the same family, and they're revealing. Obviously, Marvel, a bit more budget, and they can do things on a bigger scale, but making an intro and why do we want to create like a specific intro, thumbnails and outro? Well, you want to systematize all of this so that way it just runs faster and you can build upon it too. I think system kind of can be like a dirty word sometimes, but it's just making it streamlined for yourself. And once you kind of have something in place, you can continue to tweak and make it better and improve upon it. So this is just a foundation. Let's see, I'll check the chat if there's any questions. If not, I'll just keep going through. Uh-oh, we're gonna have to clear. Let's see, clear all drawings. This is new for me. That's cool. Okay, we're on the next slide here. So that was intro. We're gonna talk about lower third, thumbnail, outro. Okay, I wish so one of the things is I wanted to make sure not to, I'm talking about video, but if I were to switch back and forth between video and these slides, it would be kind of somewhat cumbersome. So I just wanted to be able to fly through this seamlessly. But what you may have seen in videos before is what's called a lower third. And so when someone's on camera, you see someone's face in the bottom corner. It doesn't always have to be in this bottom left corner. It could be like in the right corner as well, or you can get creative in the middle. But this would say someone's title, their name, and then their title underneath. And what I like about lower thirds is that you don't have to introduce yourself every time. You don't have to say, "Hey, my name is Brian Cargill. I'm a filmmaker in Portland, Oregon." I can just start talking about whatever topic, and then you put the lower third in the corner, and they already know what your name is and what your expertise, where it lies. And so, the next thing to consider is, yeah, you put it in the corner. Um, this also needs to feel like it's within that family of content, family brand. Which how do you do that? Color scheme, the fonts that you use, the size and shape. Those all make a big difference in making it feel like it's part of your brand. And something else is making sure that's easy to read. So I think it's tempting to add a lot of text and add a whole bunch of different things on there. I've seen some people do. Well, we see it here on Nick's that there's what am I trying to say here? An at symbol. And so yeah, that's kind of a way to show credibility. Or right away, someone knows, oh, I could go follow whoever is that's speaking on Instagram or any of the number of the social platforms. And then it's kind of hard to see here on the on the right, but it says first name, last name, and then your job title. So it doesn't even need to have a backdrop or anything. You can just put text. But I think having a box or something that stands out or animating it into the frame can be really nice. And then a nice pro tip is around like 90% opacity. I mean, you could have it be full capacity, but lowering it allows people to still see what's happening behind the your graphic at the same time as they're watching. Right. I'm new to using this drawings thing, so it keeps. I'm gonna close out. Let's see if that works. Perfect. Okay, now we're back to just controlling it from here. Normally, you'd have a whole team that can help you with all of the logistics, but I'm a one person, solopreneur. So trying to run this webinar, and yeah. So the next way, we're about halfway there. These are mid rolls. So when you're watching a video, you've already seen the intro. Maybe you've seen a person on the screen with their lower third. But then partway through, you would have a mid roll, which is a nice way to continue to advertise and showcase other ways for people to interact with your brand. So whether they want to learn more with a QR code here in the bottom left corner, this would pop up in the middle of your screen. You can animate in there. It could just have it pop up on the screen, but it's maybe you're talking about a specific product, and then on the screen it pops up, "Hey, go here to learn about the product." Or maybe you're talking about, these are just examples, but one-on-one consulting, they see that pop up on the screen and they know to take action. And the hope that they watch the video and then maybe they click on the ad later and then they go over to the website or wherever you want them to go. And then you'll see over here, I guess I kind of jumped over it, but it could be a short cutaway ad as well. So it's your YouTube video, and so you can customize it however you like. So YouTube will, after 15 minutes, I believe, will put in their own advertisements, but that's from their platform. But you can put in your own advertisements to promote any of your own products or anything that you would like to promote, which is really nice. You have that control and that ability. And I would say about 5 to 10 seconds, nothing too long, because people will click away, and yeah, you want them to stay interested. So that's I'm gonna actually take a little bit longer on the mid roll. So the mid rolls, very very powerful tool. I think the success rate on mid rolls is much higher than intros and outros because people are already halfway through your video. You're giving them the specific, say, hey, scan this QR code if you want to get XYZ product or something like that. And so high success rate, and they're custom and they look really cool. And yeah, I definitely enjoy them. And then the last one here is the outro. And so keeping a uniformed outro. So that first example up here, Nicholas Hanuman, who we've been talking about, his outro is just one slide, and that's fine. You go, it's just that slide for 10 seconds at the end of his video, but you already, you've seen the intro, seen the middle, and now you're seeing the ending, and they all have the same yellow color. They all have the same font, and they feel within the same family. And so you feel like this cohesive, branded piece of content. And then easily enough, what links should you go check out? And he has YouTube, he has Instagram, and that's great. I think the simpler the better, and has a little tagline for people to follow along, and let them know what they're getting into. Um, and then down below we have Red Thumb. It started out. This is a animated video, which I'll put the video on the slides as well, but I broke out the slides, just did screenshots, and you'll see it starts with a image of his website. His name's Stefan. Red Thumb is Stefan, so I'll just use that for the sake of this. But it starts with his website. You see a link to an animated logo and a link to the website, so kind of reinforcing. I think it's good for people to see whatever, if you want them to go to your website, have them see the link about 7 times and then they'll start to take action. So it's just you kind of repeatedly make how easy can you make it for people to go take action? And usually the action is go to a website or maybe subscribe to your YouTube channel or go check out a playlist, follow, etc. And then it's him on screen. This is an outro, but just for the sake of from the last one, you could put, or for the last few slides, you could put the lower third here in the corner. You see his logo in the corner, and then after he talks on screen, kind of gives a PSA, a public service announcement of go outside. He's a gardening YouTube channel, says go outside, go get some dirt under your fingernails, and then it shows some of his products. So he sells little shoots for plants, and then also this vermicompost tea that you throw on your plants, and they just grow like crazy. So, another way to reinforce what are the products and offerings, and then the website again. So I think that's a lot of information. Yeah, the outro kind of reminding people to subscribe, links that are important. I like to call it a call to action, like what action should they take, and then you can also show other videos that are available. All right, so that was the whole branding spiel of how to infuse, how to brand your videos and make them look cohesive. And now we're gonna take a step back. Now you have that video that's branded, customized, and then you're uploading. And this is what you'll see on the upload screen. If you click the create button in the corner, you'll see upload. Like it says here, you can drag and drop, or you can go find it on your computer. And then after you upload, you'll see this screen, which is adding a title, add a description and a thumbnail. You can put it into a playlist. And then I usually just check this one. No, it's not made for kids. Yeah, I don't make any toy videos or anything like that that are like geared towards kids. So click that, and then you're able to move right along. So talking about uh, titles, I guess I thought I had a slide for this, but talking about titles, you want to make it what someone would search. So usually how to is a good way of starting it, and how to XYZ, and then short and sweet. You can put hashtags up in the titles, which will help people search. Just be kind of on the lighter side with those hashtags. And then, yeah, you can put other details in there. I've worked on podcasts, so maybe you'd put a podcast number up there, the episode, or maybe if you're doing a series, you can also put in the title, like slash this series name. So that's where it kind of starts to get a little more advanced. Yeah, we have a question in the chat. Uh, Seen from
Hey
Trent. Oh,
everyone.
okay, Trent. Yeah, yeah, you
Hey
got a microphone
Sean.
working?
Hey Long. Can you hear me?
Oh, I'm not hearing anything. Maybe you could just type your question into the thing too. How about while you're getting ready, I'm gonna go over to the next slide, talking about the description. Um, yeah, we just talked about title, and then we're talking about description, and this gets overlooked quite a bit. I feel like a lot of people they'll upload a video and then won't even really put anything in the description channel, myself included. There's been times where but if you want, like we talked about SEO and search engine optimization, that's going through text. And so the more text you have there, the better the platforms can find you. And Okay. Trent, we cannot hear you, but I see your message. Oh, another great tool. A plugin that you can put in there is called TubeBuddy. And yeah, that seems like a good way. I'll have to do some more research on TubeBuddy, but it seems like you can do SEO plugin. So just help it kind of get those two things aligning. So you're not just throwing kind of a title out in the dark. You know that it aligns with SEO. And this is great that you're bringing this up because we're going to talk about a little later tags. And so I think in the keyword in the SEO world, keywords are a big thing, and I think those reflect over in the tags that you can put on your YouTube video. But here for the description, I would say the first paragraph would be the about the episode. So I think I just made up something here, which was just organizing footage. And then the next uh, paragraph would be a general description of what your channel is about or what your company is about. And then, as well, I think this gets overlooked is putting links to your other platforms right below it so people can find you on other platforms. I think what you'll find with a lot of marketing, it's like a lightning rod. You know, the lightning is striking the YouTube video, and then from there, do they go to your Instagram, your Facebook, LinkedIn, all the other platforms, just where you want them to go to take action, or whatever you can do to make it as easy as possible for your customers on their buyer's journey. A lot of text there. Again, all these slides are on Tactus Media /slides, and you can find it there. And so if I'm going too fast or too slow, you can go and check those out. And again, thank you, Trent, for TubeBuddy. So everyone can check that out as a supplement that can help you with some of these processes. So the next, after description, is uploading a thumbnail. And I think the thumbnails is where I get excited because I have a background in graphic design, and I think it's the first thing that someone sees before they even watch your video. So, not even before they even click the video, how do you get them to click? It's the thumbnail. And something that I've read that's really helpful is having a human emotion. So maybe having a face on there and they're going, aha, or, crying or happy. If you have some kind of a human emotion, then people want to click on it and it resonates. Making the text really readable, keeping it clean, not too many sentences or anything, just maybe a short title, even abbreviating a title can be helpful. And then adding your brand elements. You'll see over here on the right, I made a graphic. So every single when you embed your video and you share it other places, YouTube is going to put this thumbnail, this play button right in the middle. So if you put any text over that, it'll be tough to read with the play button. As well, in the bottom right corner, YouTube puts their timestamp on there. And so if you put any text or imagery or graphics in these areas, they're gonna be hard to read. So I recommend putting the title in the top left corner, logo in the bottom left corner, or just kind of whatever icon that is unique to your brand, and then the top right corner episode number. Or you don't have to put anything there, or just another image. And the sizing that you want on these thumbnails is 1920 by 1080, and 2 megabytes is the maximum that YouTube will allow. All right, and then here's some examples. So this makes it a little easier. I guess it would have been helpful to have the little play button in the text in the time code in the corner, but you can just imagine that those play buttons are all in the middle, but yet you can still read the text that's around the outside. You can see Nicholas's face here. You can see Stefan's face in each of these images, and you know exactly what you're going to be clicking on. Something that's kind of advanced, maybe I'll put this in another webinar, but how to, cut out a person and have them pop off the screen like this. I think that's a cool, it's become the industry standard a bit on YouTube, but it's a good way to direct the eye, and I think it makes it look a bit more professional. And now here talking about the tags, and so I think this is great. Trent, you might even be able to speak more to this than I can. I'm still doing this somewhat in the manual world, whereas there are, yeah, AI can just do a lot of this, but still nice to have a custom, hand feel to it. But what I like to do when I'm finding my tags for videos is I pull up three screens on my computer. one screen is for searching on YouTube, and then another screen I have an Excel spreadsheet, and then another screen I have another YouTube page open. Yes, yeah, don't skip out on your tags. That's very important. That's how people find it. It's a way to separate yourself from the rest of the competition. And kind of like I mentioned before, doing a description, adding more text. It's how the crawlers of the internet are able to find your content. And so I would just start. I did it for this one here. My last webinar was video tools for sales and marketing professionals. So I just, if I were doing that again, or not again, but if I were searching for the tags for that, this is what I pull up. So you go on that very first page that you pulled up for YouTube, and you just type in hashtag, um, whatever is relevant to your video, and I would just make, yeah, a big list on Excel of all of them, and then you start filling in some of this other information. So what did I look for? What is filling in? So let's use video marketing. Kind of, oh gosh, I'm gonna annotate. I'm gonna pull out this drawing button again. See if it'll let me. So right here, video marketing in the middle, it's this one number 7. So when I first searched it, it came back with 237,000 videos also use hashtag video marketing. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty saturated. And then another bonus stat is that 59,000 channels also use it. So there's videos and channels using it. Um, so the sweet spot here is you got to do your research, search things that come to mind, but yeah, just know that the more videos that use it, the more saturated and less likely yours is gonna populate at the top. Um, I don't know the specific numbers on YouTube, but I know on Instagram, like kind of 100,000 to 200,000 was good. I feel like on YouTube because it's not as big of this isn't the right word. It's not that it's not as big of a platform, but just the way that the tagging is used is different. Um, but I would say probably your sweet spot is kind of closer to 1,000 to here. Maybe they'll say like 200,000. Ones like this, 3.5 million. Good luck trying to stand out. But um, yeah, this is something I'm sure there's some platforms that'll just do this for you, but I do it manually. You type in search something everything that's relevant and then start to make a grid, and I organized it by the videos that have it by the video number count. And yeah, it's good to have a balance of ones that don't have a ton, ones that have more, and the max characters that you can put. So it might be hard to see here on the right side. And I guess I'll talk you through this. So when you're on that initial slide where you upload the title, description, and thumbnails, if you scroll a little further down, you'll see the show less button. I guess I didn't center my green circle, but you click that or it says show more. It normally says show more. So once you click show more, so it'll say show less, and it'll give you all this information here. And you scroll down, and then boom, here's tags. And so in this little kind of one sentence bar here, you start putting in the tags, and then you can separate them by pressing enter or doing a comma. And so you start plugging in all these tags right away, and you'll have a max character count of 500. But I found this allows me to put in about 25 tags or so. Um, yeah. Thank you, Trent, for reinforcing that this is very important to have the tags if you want them to stand out, you want them to be unique. And you can always update these. You can rotate tags, you can delete tags that aren't relevant anymore, and continue to just kind of hone in on those tags. Let's see. This is cool. This is my first time using that annotation. It's a nice tool to have. Oh, it's making me clear everything before I can skip to the next slide. So let me just do that really quick. Clear all drawings. Okay. Yep. So then you might be asking yourself, so you've already done your tags, you already customized your video. Yeah, I think you're kind of on your way to having your video start to get traction, and just kind of be patient. I'd give it a couple months for it to start really picking up, and people searching and starting to see what's working. And yeah, for the next tier, I guess these aren't super organized, but starting to think about your YouTube channel and starting to think about how do you build out more of these videos. And so I always tell my clients, super easy, starting with an about video or an intro video that just doesn't have to be long, but just 1 minute. Hi YouTube, this is my name, and then letting people know what kind of content can they look forward to, and just being really personable. It doesn't have to be high production over the top, but just getting uh, that first video onto the YouTube channel and then just continuing to build. And then from there, you have some different options. YouTube is a how-to platform, how to X, Y, and Z. And so whatever your business is, I think Ishan is a filmmaker, so maybe you could say how to film in my style, Ishan style, or maybe you could do how to any number of lessons that you've learned along the way making video content, anything about the camera. You can talk about filmmaking. Oh, okay, in horror, yeah. So if you work in horror, I think that like you could say how to get into the horror film industry, how to make your first horror film. There's like it's really exciting. You just make a list of all the ones that stand out to you, and then what I normally do, I make a list, put them all in Excel, and then just start organizing in Excel by what's the top one. And I think you'll find like the excitement continues to come out. You're like, oh, now I really want to make this video because it's exciting and it stands out the most. Um, and then the next one is like benefits. So for your business, I don't know why those are coming to mind, but maybe you sell a toothbrush. So then you would say, what are the benefits of a toothbrush? What are the benefits of your specific toothbrush? And so yeah, kind of sky's the limit. And these don't have to be long videos. I mean, I think uh I think a tendency that a lot of the clients that I work with, they want to do everything in one video. They want to tell their whole brand story. They want to talk about their company, their values, and um, it's probably instead of a 1 10 minute, really dense, compact video, it might be more beneficial to make 10 1 minute videos that explain each of those. So, talking about benefits, and then this last one which is really helpful, is like work with us, or what I would also call this is a presentation video. So you would say, what does that process look like from going to our website to hiring to working with us, and then even that post cycle, what do you do after you're done working together? So I think that can be really helpful. Again, this is education. YouTube is becoming an education platform, and yeah, great place to learn. And then from there, you've made your videos, you've branded them. Now, how do you organize these and make it easy for people to follow along? I guess it would have been uh, beneficial to have like a YouTube slide showing you this on YouTube. But if you go onto your channel, let me see if I can do this on the fly. If you go on your channel, I have another window pulled up to the side here. You can go to, yeah, I'll pull this over here. So I think everyone can still see this. So this is my channel, Tactus Media. We've been talking about this the whole time. Um, you go to playlists here in the corner. You see all of your playlists. You see all the ones I have. Um, you can go create, oh gosh. Yeah, this is what happens when you go off script. Um, Anyway, you can create playlists. I would recommend going in. Here's how you do it. Hold on. Thank you everyone for bearing with me. So when you have your videos over here, you can see I've done some work with Nicholas. So like right here, you click on the video and then you go to add to playlist. And so on add to playlist, these are all the playlists I've made over the years. You go to add to playlist and you can click as many videos as you want and then you add them and you can create new playlist here. And once you have your playlist, go to your channel. Yeah, my playlist. You have these webinars. What's really cool is once you're here, you can share this whole playlist. And so, for everyone here on this call, in case if you've missed my previous webinars, you can actually go here, and I'll put this in the group chat. Then you guys will have it. put this in the group chat. These are some of my previous lessons that I've taught, but just things from like video content strategy, tools that you can use, very fundamental video marketing 101. But yeah, playlists are awesome. That's where it's at. So I'm gonna pull this back up. So the different types of playlists that you can make would be, about you. So maybe it's about the founder, or maybe about the different employees, or I don't know, just like a day in the life, any number of things, just ways for people to continue to learn more about you and interact with your brand. The next part, you could have a whole playlist dedicated to the products that you sell, a whole playlist dedicated to the services. How to use, and then how to use the products or how to work with us. And these are just some general ideas for playlists. Like the sky's the limit. Um, I would say you could even have it reflect your website and the different drop downs that you have. So usually on a website you have like a homepage, you have about, you have a contact us, maybe the different services, products, and maybe you have a blog. All of these can be reflected on the playlists. And like what I was able to do here in the group chat, easily share it, and then other people can find your playlist. And I think the beauty is you get to go, it's kind of like that Netflix style where if someone starts watching one video, it'll roll right in the next video on your playlist. So that's the ideal. And then you could kind of, do a 3, 5 part series that walks someone through the whole process. All right, so if this seemed like quite a bit of information, or from my perspective, I want to give everyone an overview and want to just give you some general ideas, some things to think about. It's hard to really deep dive like every single like I could probably do a whole webinar just on thumbnails. I could do a whole webinar just on video creation. But I think if you are excited about one part of the process, you're excited about the entire process, or only want to focus on making videos but not doing some of the brand and things like that, that's where I can come in and happy to answer any questions. But yeah, this is what Tactus Media, this is what we focus on is not only making the content, customizing the content, and then getting the content out there to the world and maximizing it. Thank you, Trent. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. And then here we have some upcoming webinars, which would be, yeah, feel free to take a look. It's also on the website where you go to tactusmedia.com /events. And this has them all listed. Some of these are going to change, I think. The advanced video brand tactics might become something else. So just keep that on the horizon. But yeah, July, August, September, October, November, December, we have bunch of stuff planned, and I'm always looking for impact feedback from the audience too. If there's something that you want to hear, something that you want me to talk about and dive into, I'm happy to do that. I think for a lot of the folks on the call here, filmmakers, Ishan, and marketing professionals, um, yeah, if you're already a filmmaker, you might like the October one with brand design. But they're all good. I think I'd be curious, I talk about budgeting from my perspective, but I'm sure Ishan, you have your own budgeting, especially if you're working on like horror films. Those are have their own kind of budget. So, yeah, that's we were able to finish before the hour. This was about a 50-minute long presentation. I'll at this point open it up to questions. Feel free to send what you want in the chat. But yeah, it flew by. I was having fun. I felt like I was kind of talking from the fire hose. If there's anything you want me to talk a little bit more in depth about, I had a few screenshots of YouTube. I think in the future I'll note to myself to have a few more. Thank you for joining. Thanks for being attentive for the whole time, and it's just great to have an audience. It's so nice talking about this. If you can't already tell, I'm really passionate about all of this work. It's just a blast. Learning about video, it's always changing. I think for me, I broke it down. Some of my favorite parts of filmmaking, being a video person, you get to meet a lot of different people. Sometimes you get to travel, get to tell cool stories, and the pay can be pretty good too. So, yeah, if you enjoyed, please feel free to check out tactusmedia.com. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to answer any questions. But yeah, this is just a good general overview of how to maximize your YouTube content, and how to get it in the world, how to get it to be seen, and how to just make it all feel cohesive and all part of the same brand. So, all right. Till next time, thanks for joining. I'm Brian Cargill, Tactus Media, and enjoy making videos and starting up your own YouTube channels.